Hello everyone, today we're going to be exploring all of the lore that exists with the Glubbers. Now whilst I don't particularly agree with the lore myself, we are going to be going into what exactly they did reveal about Glubber lore and everything that we know about Glubbers. So first of all, we're actually going to go in Dawn of Fire here, if it just loads up, and we're going to have a look at Party Island, because Glubbers originally start out as Glubpoles, and our first look at a Glubber was actually here on Party Island before we got the Water Island skin. Down here is a Glubpole. Now it's noted that it's a large, featureless blob except for its eyes, and it lives on the surface unlike the future variants of the Glubber that we are going to explore later on. So this is basically the evolution process of a Glubber that we're going to be exploring today. And whilst it is cool to see the actual evolution of a Glubber, and it was a really cool idea that could have been expanded on, unfortunately we do see in the original game that it does look similar. In fact, it looks the exact same as a regular Colossal or Titan, and that is very disappointing considering the build-up towards Glubbers inside the Extravaganza trailer, and also the build-up just throughout My Singing Monsters overall, because we've known about Glubbers for quite a while now, but it's unfortunate that unfortunately they haven't expanded on the lore in aspects where they potentially could have, but here we are going through the process. So then we are also now going to have to go and look in the actual original game. So if it loads up here, we are going to look at the Water Island skin, because the Water Island skin is the final form of a Glubber, and whilst I don't particularly agree with what it looks like, we are going to be delving into it. And there's also another evolution that is actually visible towards the background of this Water Island skin, if we take a look, which I didn't originally notice until it was pointed out. So it's really cool that they ever did something like this. It's going to take a while for us probably to even see it, but if we have a look down here, if you can see that big shadow right there, that is known as a Glublet down there. It's in the background to the island if you didn't see it. There we go, it's coming out over here. Can you see it? There we go, that massive shadow down there. That is a Glublet. That is the second evolution of the Glubber. So they go from being a Glubpole, as we saw in Dawn of Fire, and that presumably takes a long time for him to actually become a Glublet then. Presumably, though, going from a Glublet to a Glubber doesn't perhaps take as long, because we've seen a Glubber in the actual original game, so going from that, it's presumable that perhaps it doesn't take that long for a Glublet to go into an actual Glubber. A Glubber is growing in size. It's deep under the ocean. It just travels around, searching the ocean. It's pretty deep compared to the Glubpoles, who just stay on the surface of the ocean. When Glubpoles turn into Glublets, they begin to explore further into the ocean, and whilst we don't exactly see an actual image of a Glublet, we do get an idea of what they perhaps could look like. They look really cool, and honestly, if that was an actual Glubber, I think that would have been a lot more cool. You can see as well with the Glublet that if we put a full image on here, that it looks extraordinarily similar to the actual Glubber design with the mouth and things, so you can see that it's starting to evolve from the Glubpole. You can see elements of the Glubpole and its circular shape taking form to make the actual Glubber. Also, I think it's notable that the Glublet here is really big if you compare it to the island as well. So I'd say as well that the Glublet is growing as well as it's evolving into its Glubber form. And then last but not least, we have our actual Glubber down here. Now, Glubbers look extraordinarily similar to Colossals and Titans, like I've mentioned, and it's very, very unfortunate what they have done. If we check out the island description here, it actually shows us some other information that isn't actually visible elsewhere, so let's go ahead and read this. Swim from the middle of the living ocean towards the shore, and you just might discover the fabled Glubber Lagoon. This Water Island skin reveals the greatest sea creature known to monsterkind, the gargantuan Glubber, a Leviathan-like being that values nothing more than the revered treasures hidden within its bivalve shells. Legends say that for the right monster, these clams will open to reveal the most glorious treasure of all, the gift of Glub. Now, it's unknown what the gift of Glub is, and I think it's a cool lore point to mention here. We don't know what exactly are inside the clams, or what the gift of Glub exactly is, and I doubt we'll ever know. But it's a bit of a lore point there that perhaps could be expanded on in the future, and I think it's cool that they have done something like that, but I think it's very unfortunate with that design of the actual island skin itself. I would have preferred as well for the actual magical island to get a Glubber-like thing, so the island could have looked more different towards what a Colossal or Titan does. Literally the eyes and everything are the exact same to any other skin that you encounter. Let's go on the Air Island one to compare it to that one. So you can see right here that it literally looks the exact same to any other colossal or titan, and it's really disappointing, I think. Glubbers live in lagoons as well, and that is basically everything to do with the lore. If it was up to me, now personally, if it was up to me, I would just have expanded on the Glubbers a bit more than what they did originally. I think it's cool, the concept behind the Glubpoles, the Glubblets. I wouldn't get rid of that, but what I'm saying is I would change the Glubbers' actual design. It looks too similar to a colossal or titan, and all the hype around it wasn't necessary for what it actually turned out to be. It could have been more exciting than what it turned out to be, and I really like the lore behind the Glubblets and the Glubpoles, and I think it's cool, and it adds to the game and everything, and we love lore and things like that. I'm not disputing that, but what I am saying is they hyped the Glubber up to a point where we expected it to be a bit more better than what it turned out to be, and the fact that it's just another colossal or titan just doesn't really make sense to me. We've already got colossals and titans, and them already look really similar to one another, and we don't exactly need another type that looks similar to a colossal or titan. That just confuses things, I think, and adding hype to this just wasn't necessary whatsoever. If I was in charge of this design right here, I would have just changed it up, and I would have made it more ocean-like. I would have made it more unique and different to the other islands. I wouldn't have made it the exact same to the other islands. I think it's a missed opportunity what they have done here, and it's really unfortunate that they didn't expand on the idea or anything like that. I think the lore is great, and honestly I couldn't have asked any more for it in terms of the lore, but just the actual design itself. I think the gift of Glub and the whole clam idea is cool. I think the clam should have stayed, but I think the actual design for the island could have changed a bit. I think that would have been something really cool that they could have just done, really. It would have really helped the game, I feel like. Adding a new species that monsters sit on, that is cool. And whilst it is cool, I think that if you're going to add different types for different variants of islands, then I think you need to do it in a way so that they are unique to each other, and you can actually tell the difference between each one. Fossils and titans don't exactly share much differences between one another, but the lore behind the titans being explorers and things, I think that adds to that. But the fact is, with us seeing it in Dawn of Fire, a Glubpole was extraordinarily different to what we got in game if we have a look here. So it's just unfortunate. If you look at that, you can't tell me that that looks like a Colossal or Titan. That does not look like a Colossal or Titan at all. A Glubpole looks like it's going to turn into a unique creature, different to anything that we have seen before. And I don't understand exactly how it has took the form of an actual Colossal or Titan. Going from the Glubpole itself, it just doesn't look like it would evolve into that. I don't see that. I know it's a long time and evolution can have extraordinary effects, but it's not going to differentiate the actual model to a Colossal or Titan if you're going from the actual design there. They should have made the Glubpole more centered. They should have evolved it, had it have fins and things. Got rid of the eyes of the actual Colossal or Titan. Got rid of the eyes that look like Colossal or Titan eyes and just revitalized the design. And they should have just remade things so that things were fresh and people could differentiate between a Glubber and an actual Colossal or Titan. And I just think it's a missed opportunity, guys. And honestly, we're going to look back on this and we're probably going to be like, whatever, but I think it's just unfortunate. They hyped it up too much. And like I said in my island skin thing where I checked out the island thing, it was just a missed opportunity. I know this was a lore video, but I also wanted to include my opinions on the actual Glubbers themselves, because while we're going over the lore, I thought this would probably be my only chance to actually go ahead and talk about the actual Glubbers and Glubpoles and Glubblets. So yeah, the Glubbers go through 3 evolutionary chains basically, and yeah, that's cool. I'm not actually sure if Glubpoles actually exist in the original game. That wasn't being confirmed, so perhaps Glubbers haven't had offspring particularly yet, and perhaps Glubpoles aren't going to exist in the original game for the foreseeable future, perhaps. Honestly, who knows how Glubbers have babies. I don't know how we got onto this topic, but oh well. Okay, guys, I will see you later. Are you unhappy about the Glubber design that was finalized? Are you happy about the lore, though? Because I know I'm happy about the lore. I'm just saddened by the actual end design of the Water Island skin, and I believe that the Glubber should have been saved for the actual Party Island, Magical Island that will be coming next. That is presumably our final Magical Island. If you want to go and check out about the final Magical Islands, make sure to go and check out this video, because I went over the final Magical Islands that you can expect. I will see you later, guys. Bye!